Yo, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm getting these consistent FPS in Fortnite Mobile. This is an OBS tutorial on how I got this, so without wasting any more time, let's get straight into the video. The first thing what you want to do is you want to check whether you have enough storage on your phone or not. When you don't have enough storage on your phone, then whatever game you're playing or whatever application that you're trying to run is not going to run properly. So make sure you have at least 10 to 15 GBs of free storage. And trust me, because I've experienced this personally, whenever I have low storage on my phone, whatever application or games that I'm trying to run has never run properly. There would always be some issues like game crashing, longer loading times, and so much more. So you guys be in the safe zone and have at least some free storage. The next thing that you want to do is not to clear the cache memory of Fortnite Mobile every other day. Let me explain. Cache memory is there to save some temporary data so that it can open the game faster, and also it can load some textures faster. And what happens if you just clear it every day before opening the game is that the game has to take so much time to load the same thing over and over again. So there is going to be a significant performance dip every single time you clear the cache memory. So what you want to do is you want to clear the cache memory whenever there is an update, whenever your game is lagging, or when you have not done it for a very long time. So here's how you clear the cache memory of Fortnite. Go into settings, open apps, manage apps, and then search Fortnite, and then go into clear data and then clear cache. Okay, the process might be a bit different for other phones, but the general idea is almost same. Okay, the next step that you want to do is you want to go into the developer settings and then enable or disable few of the settings. For those of you who already have their developer settings enabled, follow the tutorial, and for those of you who still does not have their developer settings enabled, follow the instruction on the right side of your screen. So once you have it enabled, you want to go into the developer settings and then you want to scroll down until you find this first setting, that is enable GPU debug layers. So what this setting basically does is that it allows the developers to analyze the process that is happening when they're running a game or an application. So this setting is strictly for the developers and not for the users like us. If you enable this, then instead of increasing in performance, you're gonna have a big dip in performance because it has to run in the background while also capturing all the details about the GPU activity. So I recommend you to disable this if you already have it enabled. If you don't, then you're good. So the next setting is the graphics driver preference. You want to go in and then you want to search Fortnite. Once you find it, you want to open it, and then there are two settings. And here the settings that you want to choose is going to be different for each one of you. This basically depends on what kind of processor your phone has. You might have a Snapdragon processor like me, or you might have a MediaTek processor, or you might have a Exynos processor. Some processors have a good GPU and the GPU drivers, while some does not. So what I want you to do is I want you to just select both of the settings, go in game, test it, and try to find out which one gives the best frame rates possible. And then choose the one that gives you the best frame rates. For me personally, I have a Snapdragon phone and the GPU drivers and the GPU in itself is very good. So I'm choosing the system graphics driver. So now you want to go back and you want to scroll down until you find this setting called Force 4X MSAA. So should you enable this? To be honest, no. Let me explain. So what this basically does is that it tries to improve the visuals of the game. I think you've noticed in Fortnite that whenever you blow down your 3D resolution, then the characters and the surroundings itself look pixelated. So what this tries to do is that it tries to make it smooth. But the only problem being that it does not do that. This setting does not work good or does not work at all in Fortnite for some reason. So enabling this does not have any benefits on performance. The next setting is disable HW overlays. So when this is enabled, it just pushes the load from processor to GPU, which in most of the case is gonna have a good impact on the gameplay. But again, it depends on whether how powerful your processor is or the GPU is. If you have a good processor on your phone, then enabling this setting is gonna give you guaranteed better frame rates. For me personally, I have a decent phone with a Snapdragon processor, so I am gonna enable it. For you, you probably wanna just enable it, go into Fortnite, test it, and if it's good, just stick with it, and if it's not, just come back and turn it off. And that's pretty much it for the developer options. Now there's one more setting that you want to turn on, and when I personally turned it on, it made my frame rate so much consistent. And I'm talking about the RAM extension. or the memory extension, whatever you want to call it. If you have enough storage on your phone and if you can afford 4, 6 or 8 GB of RAM extension, then just go with the highest that's possible. It helps in the overall performance of your phone, and in my case it also helped to stabilize the FPS. Now for the last method, and which is one of the most effective ways to improve FPS. I'm saving it for the end because it is special and it works. And I'm talking about none other than the heat dissipation method. I know it sounds complicated, but I'm just talking about a fan. I have this fan that I bought for around 25 bucks here in Australia, and I use this fan every time I play Fortnite. And this is one of the main reasons why my frames are consistent throughout the games. So basically what happens is when your phone heats up, the processor has to lower down its performance so that it can lower down the temperature. And when that happens, it directly affects the frame rates in games. So in order to stop that, I just use a fan which helps to cool down the phone. As simple as that. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go through the basic stuff like lowering down the 3D resolution, which you guys obviously already know about. Like and subscribe if you found one of these tips helpful. And lastly, watch this video on the screen right now to see how beautiful Fortnite Mobile looks like on max graphics. I'll see you guys there.